bottle of water or something, there's some stain. Yeah? So, okay, what's your name, please? Thank you. Yes, very good. For 4, right? Yeah. Welcome. So, Agatha, yes. Agatha, okay. 5, yes. Excellent. Welcome. So, we'll start 3:30. 3:30.
Excuse me?
Hello.
We have to
Very good. Okay, what's your name?
Let me see yours. Mine's away.
Yes, I see a red flag. So for there to be more than one red flag would be a lot. That's it. You're checking and all that?
From Spain. Okay. So, and the meeting point?
नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि और उधर 3 बजे का है 3:30 हो रहे हैं
Why don't we get them
Hello again.
Yeah. It's at 3. But it's at 3. Because I'm afraid, I guess that if it was at 3, they have already started. Yeah. Yeah, but normally the guy has the group ticket. It's not an individual ticket. But let's see. If there is any way to contact, if you find any. Well, for now, just wait here and see if we can do something. I don't know. Just wait. Hi, for
It goes downhill from here. They tried to have us walk through the street. You walked up that hill? Tried doing it with a 5 and 7. I'm going to try to climb that. You're alive. We'll see.
Was he from the same firm?
No.
Take your money out, right?
Hello?
पोपट के वो है
Hello, bro.
So we'll start at 3:30. Yeah, you've got 10 minutes. Bathroom or you can grab water or something. And 3:30 we start.
Hello, guys. So our tour going to start at 3:30. We have to wait for 15 minutes. So, this is the garden, Spain.
बहुत सान हो गया उधर
If you mind, I will shoot you. If
Sorry?
you mind, if I will make a blog with you,
Okay. But what do you exactly?
the YouTube blog,
What do I have to do?
like what we are going to look at.
Okay. Yeah.
So guys, we are with a tour guide. What is your name?
Mark.
We are with Mark, and he's going to tell us what we are going to do today. So,
Well, we'll visit Parc Güell. It's one of the main works by Gaudí, the most famous architect in Barcelona.
okay, so let's go inside then. Okay, thank you.
Don't worry.
very good talk about यहाँ पे मूसलाधार को पटना वहाँ पे दिख रहा है वहाँ से देखो
कहाँ पे? 3:30.
Very good. So we're going to start. We'll begin with a brief introduction before getting in. So let's see. My name is Mark, M-A-R-C. So if there is any question during the tour, wherever you might need, feel free to ask it today. So the visit is more or less 1 hour, and we'll finish inside the park. So once we finish, you can stay longer and visit it by yourself, because it's quite big, 17 hectares. We'll visit the main area, but you can explore it. So before we get in, I wanted to tell you something which is important to understand what you will see. Because what we will visit today is a park. as the name says, parkway, right? But on 1900, when they started building, this was not supposed to be a park. There was another project in the beginning. Yeah? What they wanted to build on 1900 was a residential area. 60 homes in total. 60 homes. That makes more sense, yeah? Because, on 1900, this was still outside the city. Yeah? This was still natural area. Yeah, so it wouldn't make sense to build a park, a place where nobody lives, right? Instead, building a residential area makes more sense because, well, this was a healthy environment. Yeah, they could enjoy the nice views. They had space to build their homes, their gardens. But that first project didn't really work. Yeah? Because, the idea was to build up to 60 homes. How many houses were finally built? Well, only 2. They just built 2 homes. Yeah? The project failed. We'll see why. Yeah? We'll get to know the reasons for this. But this is the reason why nowadays it's a public park and we can visit. Yeah? But it's important to know the original function for it. Yeah? Because this way we'll understand everything. Everything was designed to become a residential area. Yeah? All right. Hi. Have you Isabella, yeah, correct. Don't worry. My name's Mark. So, I don't have any tickets left. I'm sorry. I don't know, if you can contact the company and see if they can do something. But I have no tickets left.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. So, now please follow me. I will scan the ticket and we're ready to get inside. Okay?
That's exactly
42. Podejrzewam, ile się ludzi w takim wypadku tu wklei. Co? No, przy okazji.
Nie no, wszystko trzeba zeskanować się z tego.
Przeliczę.
Musimy się trzymać razem.
Tak? Yeah, we're hanging out. It is 3:30 in the afternoon. 3:30 in the afternoon. We came to the park here. Yeah. We came to the
There's no water inside?
You don't have to repeat, it's just a function to repeat. Like,
Okay, I mean, that's fine.
if it's with that,
Drinking
but it's not like a cold water.
Sí, los fins a la manzana pasada. Sí. Very Very good.
I was there. Oh.
So, since this was supposed to be a residential area, Gaudí, Gaudí was the architect, of the park. So Gaudí divided the park in two different sections. Yeah? So in the middle, there was the common space for the neighbors. Yeah, that's where we were focused before. But it's the most artistic part. Where there is the icon of the park. And then that central space was surrounded by the residential zone, where the houses were supposed to be built. But they only built 2 homes here, right? So this is why most of what you will see is green, vegetation. But something they built was a whole network of viaducts, roads, paths to connect the house. Okay? So this is what we can see first. Okay? So, what would we do? This way.
Hmm?
So we can see it. Takes your home right there. Look at that structure.
Where?
Right there.
Looks like it could fall apart.
I think they glued them together.
I think one heck of I mean, they did it. Yeah. But they may have done something like that. Order.
I know. Cement.
Yes, I am. Stay with our group. Want to listen to what he has to say?
For example,
Maybe you can listen.
one of the viaducts they built here is this one. We call it like this, a viaduct, because, well, you see, it looks a bit like a bridge, right? We see some people above, right? And then that's like a road. Yeah, that looks like this, where we are. So that space was designed for carriages, yeah, for vehicles. And still nowadays, cars are used. So then that kind of road is supported by pillars, as you see. So this way, underneath, there's another space, which is for people. Here, watch out. For the neighbors, if you get it, or
Daddy,
the park. So this way it's covered. It's protected from the rain, from the sun, right? So then there's always this division. Yeah, well, the viaducts are structured this way. Yeah? But something I want to highlight about the viaduct is also the material they're made of. Right? Because here we see the rock from the same hill where we are. Yeah? So when they excavated the hill to make the park, they wouldn't throw the stone away. No, they would reuse it. Yeah? They would take advantage of it to cover the viaduct, the wall outside. Yeah? So this way, Gaudí wanted to integrate the park in the context. Yeah? To make it look like part of its natural environment. Actually, Gaudí even had the idea to cover it with plants. Yes, you can see there's some plants, ivy. And so you really wanted this park to look like a natural place. Yeah, like mixed with its environment. So now we're going to take a look inside the viaduct. Yeah. Here we have to be a bit careful with the floor. Yeah, because there's some steps, some stairs which are a bit irregular. So we have to watch out. Yeah. All right. So come this way, please. We are.
gonna go up and then come down.
Teraz widzę kogoś.
Architecture recovery. Vogliono una piece of confidential.
Ciekawe.
Pogłębienia z góry i
Żeby się zębów nie mieć.
Very good. So now we are in the viaduct we're looking at, right? So above, right above, there would be the road for carriages, cars, whatever. So you see that here? Well, not a bit cloudy, so it was not so warm, but in hot days, yeah, it's much better here. Yeah? It's cool. And shade. Or if it's raining, yeah, when it rains, yeah, it's perfect. These places are perfect for shelter. But well, at the same time, when we look at this, we might feel a bit as if we were in a cave or something like this, right? Because, well, we see the local stone, yeah, which is not polished, yeah, it's quite rough, yeah? And there's some stones coming out from the pillars because this way it facilitates the growth of the plants and the ivy. Yeah? Also, here we see an example of one of the main ideas in Gaudí, the inspiration from nature. Yeah? That's the main idea. Gaudí would think that nature was perfect structure, yeah, the perfect work. Yeah? So he thinks that he needs to learn. And he even said that nature was his master. Yeah? So we also see some examples of this link, and this close connection between Gaudí's architecture and nature. Yeah? Well, at the same time, this is just one of the viaducts. There is even more. Yeah, so later, after the tour, if you wish, you can explore it because you'll see that they all have the same structure, but each one is different. Yeah? For example, in this one, a few steps further, you'll see there's some kind of benches, like some seats made of stone. So you can imagine, if we were neighbors in this park, we would have our own home, a garden, and then the whole park could be like another garden, more like public garden. So it's public in the sense that it was shared with the other neighbors. So people could walk, and sit down here, read a book, something like this. So let's see.
यहाँ भी तो वो कर सकता है बीच में खड़ा मेरे भी बहुत अच्छा लगता है ज़्यादा वो
Something that might pay our attention is or in general in many other is the fact that many pillars are bent. Yeah, there's an inclination. This is not very common to see in history of art. But it's very prevalent in Gaudí because it's not just the columns, it's also the design. So it's like they are reaching the perfect balance. As if it was an arch. Yeah? Gaudí would put the example of a person who walks with a stick, with a cane. Yeah? When the person stands still, the cane and the legs are never 100% vertical. They're always bent, right? Unbalanced. So they would use this kind of thing. Now we're gonna go down, to the main street. Yeah, the main street across the whole park. So we'll take that street and we'll get to the common space for the neighbors. Yeah? Okay, so this will be
या पकड़ कर
फोन इधर चेयर पे बैठ इसको
दिख के गिरोगी कहाँ गए हो? Do the like guys.
मेरा फोन लेके रखना चाहिए क्योंकि आदमी बोलता भी रहे ना कुछ
Do the like guys.
That's so bad. What the heck version?
Hmm.
कैसे खड़ा कैसे लोग हैं कोई बात नहीं ओके कोई बात नहीं कोई बात नहीं ऑफिस का रूम ये मेरे को दे दो मैं पकड़ के चलती हूँ रिश्ता रहा सो मैं देख सकती हूँ कि 59 लोगों ने ज्वाइन कर लिया है इट्स बिन 34 minutes and we have started the vlog
Too bad, right?
10 minutes ago इंग्लिश में क्यों बोलो
क्योंकि इंग्लिश लोग हैं
हिंदी में बोलो
So bad.
look at the atmosphere wow just looking like a wow just a wow this is my favorite place where we can just sit around and take rest okay we are stopping again again a favorite place where I wanted to sit but someone is sitting it's okay I'll sit over here
very good. So, we have spoken a bit about the viaducts, these ways of communication, but we need to speak also about the houses, right? Because the goal of this project was to become residential. And right in front, we can see one of the two homes that were built here. But moreover, this one is very special, not only because it's one of the two homes built, but also and especially because of the person who lived inside. What's the name of this house? This house is called Casa Gaudí, which means the Gaudí house. Yeah? Gaudí, the architect. So, this house was bought by his family. Yeah? The thing is that this house had been first built as a model home. yeah, like a show house. So when a family was thinking about moving to the park, first they could visit this house and get an idea. Yeah? But when they saw, after some years, they saw that nobody was moving here, it was Gaudi's family who bought it. Yeah? So it means that the failure was even worse. Yeah, because they only built 2 homes, and one of the homes was bought by the architect's family. Yeah? Pretty bad. But well, on the other hand, this makes this house very special because it means that Gaudi lived here. In total, he lived here for 20 years, the last period of his life.
How did it even happen?
First, he lived with some relatives, and when they passed away, he lived on his own. However, this house was not designed by Gaudi. No. Here we have an exception, yeah? Because Gaudi would design the whole park, but not the houses. Yeah, the private homes would be designed by different architects directly hired by the family. Yeah, because Gaudi was already very busy with other projects, so he didn't want to spend so much time with the houses. Yeah? And moreover, all the houses were supposed to have the same size. Yeah? So the families could choose the architect, the style, but the size had to be the same. Yeah? Actually, there were some strict rules when it comes to building the houses, the ownership, the use for the park. So it seems that this is one of the reasons why the project didn't work. Because these rich families wanted to be free to design their homes if they wanted. They didn't like so many rules. So it seems that this would be one of the things. Yeah, there's a few more. So then, who designed this house? Well, this was done by a very close friend of Gaudi. His name was Berenguer, very famous nowadays. But we can see that he was also inspired by Gaudi. For example, if we look up, you can see this spire right here. This is irregular mosaics. Green, yellow, this is what we know as trencar. In Catalan, trencar is a verb that means to break. To break. Because they would reuse mosaics from previous ones. And then they would break it on purpose. And they would create this irregular effect. Very colorful. Yeah? So this was invented by Gaudi, but as we can see, then used by many other artists. Yeah? We'll see in a few minutes, we'll see other examples. So, we've seen that Gaudi lived here for 20 years, for the last period of his life, but for the last year of his life, he moved somewhere else, not in this house. So, now we'll continue by the main street, and we'll see some nice views of Barcelona. And you want to take the last place where Gaudi lived. Yeah? Maybe some of you already know. Let's see.
फोन ले जल्दी से हेलो वो देख ओके बाल ठीक नहीं है अरे ये वीडियो क्यों है बाल बिल्कुल अच्छे नहीं है बट इट्स ओके
Okay.
7 people. बंदा आगे निकल चुका है अब कहाँ चले बंदा मेरे छाता ने किसी को टक्कर मार दी. And she was like, you have to see this. You have to see this. You have to see this.
Yeah, so here we see most of the city of Barcelona with its skyline, the main landmarks, the Mediterranean Sea at the back, now we can perfectly see it. And one of the buildings we see from here became the last home of Gaudí. The last place where he lived.
Hey guys.
Is there anybody who knows or guess? It's a building designed by Gaudí. But in the same time, he was living in the he liked working high food. But when he was 72, he was a bit tired of working that much every day, so he decided to move to his work here. So, since Gaudi was very important, here in the park, he decided to build a chapel. Neighbors could go and pray, right? So, if you look around, can you find a place where a chapel could have been built, or something that might remind you a bit of a chapel, some kind of, any idea? That building looks a bit like a church, right? But originally that was outside. Nowadays it's the outdoor building. Originally it was outside. Actually, the chapel was never built. Instead, they made a more simple structure with some crosses. So to build this, Gaudi chose the summit, the highest point in the park, which is not exactly that way. It's that way. You see, on top of that hill, there's some little crosses. So that's where Gaudi wanted to build the chapel. And finally, in the project work, they made a more simple structure. But still, it's not the idea, the meaning of a center at two doors. So now I'll continue by the main street, and in a minute we'll turn left, and we'll change the area. We'll see the common space for the left.
वहाँ खड़ो वहाँ यहाँ पे यहाँ पे ऐसे करके खड़ा हो चल जल्दी जल्दी
कैसे कैसे
ऐसे फंकी सा हाँ कुछ और भी कर ये चल
होंगे ये लोग
ये रहा ना
साथ में
we are with them thank you
No właśnie.
Nie, tu bym chciał budować tutaj ten, to był bardzo, bardzo religijny, gdzie to Boga chciałby budować dwie kaplice,
जरा सामने
Yeah, so here, you can sit down on the bench if you want. Yeah. Yeah, so here I'll explain about the square. Yeah, so meanwhile you can sit down, and then we'll take a little break. Yeah, a few minutes if you want to take some pictures, look at the views and this. Yeah. So, like many villages, many neighborhoods, Paraguay will also have a central square. Yeah, a place for events, yeah, like theater, concerts, whatever. This is why Gaudi decided to build this long bench that surrounds most of the square, so people could sit down and watch whatever was going on. Yeah? So, I would say that this is one of the longest benches in the world, because it's all one single bench. Yeah, it's all the same bench. 110 meters long in total. Yeah? But at the same time, if you look at it, you'll see that there's a huge variety of details, yeah, and colors, materials, designs, yeah, because all this material that we see here was reused. Also, this was like rubbish from previous works, yeah, it was broken or left or something like this, and instead of throwing it away, they would reuse it. And they became a work of art, yeah, a collage. Yeah. Here there was another architect whose name was Jujol. Yeah, he worked a lot with Gaudi, and he's the one who designed the mosaic. Yeah. Then another singularity of this bench is that, as you can see, it's all wavy, right? And it curves. So these are very typical in Gaudi, right? When we visit buildings by Gaudi, normally we find like wavy shapes, bent things, right? But in this case, it's not just aesthetic, it's also practical, yeah? Because, first of all, a wavy bench will always have more capacity than a straight bench, right? And at the same time, if we make it wavy, we create these curves where people can see each other. Yeah, so they can speak in a group. Yeah? This is not possible on a straight bench. Right? On a straight bench, you can only speak with the two people sitting next to you. Because here, this improves the interaction of the neighbors. And they could get to know each other, become friends, and that. Yeah? And then when it comes to the square itself, we see that it's all made of sand. right? It's all sand. Since the beginning, here Gaudi wanted to use sand. That was his decision. Because this way, when it rained, the sand would absorb the water, and then that water was kept in a cistern underneath. Underneath, there's a cistern of water which doesn't work anymore. It's still there. Later we'll see where it is. Okay? So then that water could be reused to water the plants, for example, or to clean the park. So it was a way to take advantage of the rainwater. Okay? Very good. So now we're gonna leave a little break. Yeah? Let's see. Now it's 7:04. So we're gonna leave about 5 minutes more or less. Yeah, till 4:12 approximately. Yeah? So this way you can look at the views. Yeah. You can also take some pictures. Feel free to ask me. I can take you a picture if you wish. Yes. Or just sit and relax, look at the bench. Also, if you don't know what to do, you can try to find the second home. Yeah, because here they built 2 houses. Yeah? We've only seen one of them so far. Yeah? So let's see if someone finds the second home. If not, we'll find it anyway. So now 5 minutes break. Yeah, and we'll continue here in 5 minutes. Okay.
You can say that.
Oh,
I'm just going to take a picture.
so
Specjalnie dla tej gwiazdek, ale taką terakodę, które pokazują definitywną wodę, podobnie specjalne.
फोन देगा तो खींचूंगी कि आंखों से खींचूं?
Well, anyway, remember that after the tour, if you wish, you can come back here, yeah, and stay longer, yeah. All right, so now we're going to cross the square, yeah, that way. So we'll continue going down and exploring. And while we're crossing the gate, okay, yeah.
Oi, power bank.
Very good. So where is the second house? So we have already found it, right? Yeah? Exactly, up there. That's the second home that was built. Yeah, the Casa Trias house. Trias was the name of the family who bought it. And they've never sold it. So this means that this is still a private home. So there's still a family there. Yeah? They're the only neighbors now. The city council wants to buy the house to use it for a museum or something like this, but for now it's still private. So, we can imagine that if the project had worked, we would see more houses there among the people. But at the same time, here we find another reason for the failure of the project, which is the fact that the houses were too hidden, yeah? Too invisible. And back then, most of the rich families wanted to show off. They preferred building their homes in visible places, yeah, and build their nice facades and that. So not costly. Very good. So we've seen the two houses, yeah? Now this house here. What about this other building here? Well, this cannot be one of the two houses, because we already know where they are, right? But on the other hand, we know that without this time, someone used to live here. This was also a house. Actually, the person who lived in this building was very, very important in the history of this park. Yeah? So now we're gonna get there, yeah, and we'll find out the story of this house or these buildings and the person who lived inside. Yeah? So to get there, we'll pass by another viaduct. Yeah? That viaduct is quite original because there's a hidden image there. This is also quite common in Gaudi, the hidden image. When we get inside the viaduct, if you look through it, straight through the viaduct, using your imagination, you might recognize an image from nature. Yeah? But it's an image that's very quick. Yeah? It's like taking a picture of something we can see sometimes in nature. Okay? Let's see it. Let's go.
जल्दी 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 Do you like, guys?
Well,
Don't forget to like, Don't forget to hit the like button, guys.
This was built in the 1700s. Yeah? In the beginning, this was a vacation home, yeah? Rich family in Barcelona. Yeah, so we can imagine at first it was surrounded by hills, yeah? But later it became the house of a man named Eusebi Güell, or Mr. Güell. Güell is also the name of the park where we are, right? In Catalan we call it Park Güell. Yeah? So of course there's a link here. Yeah? Well, Mr. Güell was a very, very wealthy man. Yeah? One of the wealthiest businessmen in the world back then. Yeah? So he's the one who bought all the land here and hired Gaudi to develop the project. Yeah? He's very important because he's the one who had the idea to do it. And Güell, yeah, this is Gaudi with all his freedom, yeah, to design this little world as he wanted. Yeah, this would make him like this place so much that he decided to move here. Yeah, this became his home, or one of his homes. Yeah? So for some years, Güell and Gaudi were also neighbors. Yeah? They both lived here in the park. Yeah? Nowadays, however, nobody lives here. It's not a house anymore. Yeah? If we continue this way, we might find out what it is. Yeah? Let's see. Very good. So, yeah, nowadays, well, right now it's closed. But most of the year, from Monday to Friday, we find many children here. Yeah, because nowadays, this is a school. Yeah, now in July, they do some activities in the morning, but it's closed in the afternoon and evening. Yeah? So yeah, it's a public school. Yeah, primary school from 3 to 12. Yeah? The reason is that Mr. Güell, the owner, died on 1918. Yeah? And his family didn't really know what to do with this park. Yeah? So they sold it to the city council of Barcelona. And that's when this became a public park. Yeah? And they decided that this building would be used as a school for the children who live in the area. Yeah? So this space right here is for the youngest kids. And then on the other side there's a private playground for the very good.
Hello. It's back.
However, it was not used.
हंसले उधर देख
So now when we get there, let's see if someone guesses or if there's any idea what this could be used for. Okay?